The engines roared as the plane surged down the runway, slicing through the early morning fog. I could feel the vibrations in my chest, a reminder of the power of the machine. Yet it was the anticipation that gripped me. Today was the day I would witness the pilgrimage flight, SCP-036, an event that only a handful of people would ever experience. I was stationed at Site 22A, a small airport nestled in the Mosul region. The air was thick with secrecy and an almost palpable tension as the sun barely peeked over the horizon. I had been granted temporary clearance to observe the flight, a rare opportunity that filled me with both excitement and a hint of dread. The Yazidi holy men were already gathering, their dark robes fluttering in the breeze, each face shrouded in a veil of mystery. "Just remember," said my supervisor, a stern man with a permanent scowl etched on his face, "you're here to observe and report, not to engage. These men carry traditions that date back centuries. Do not mistake the weight of their beliefs for mere superstition." I nodded, but my mind was racing. The Yazidi were known for their rich cultural heritage, their belief in reincarnation, the Kiras Guhorin. To think I was about to witness a pilgrimage to the land of the dead was both thrilling and unsettling. As the clock struck 4, the airport was cleared of non-SCP personnel. The eerie silence that followed felt unnatural. I could see the pilgrims, a mix of men and women from the Yazidi community, gathering near the plane, their expressions a blend of reverence and anticipation. The holy men began chanting, their voices rising and falling like a wave. The sound echoed in my ears, wrapping around me like a shroud. I glanced at my watch. It was almost time for takeoff. I could feel the energy in the air shift, building to a crescendo as the holy men prepared the pilgrims for their journey. Suddenly, a gust of wind tore through the runway, and the chanting turned frantic. The holy men looked to the sky, their faces a mask of concern. I felt it too, a strange pull, a tingling sensation that danced along my spine. I was about to write it off as nerves when the plane's engines roared to life. "Get ready!" I shouted into my radio, but there was no response. The plane began to taxi, and I felt an inexplicable urge to step forward, to somehow join them. I shook my head, forcing myself to remain rooted in place. But as the plane lifted off, a blinding light enveloped the area, and everything changed. The ground beneath my feet felt like it was shifting, warping. I stumbled, my heart racing as the light faded. The holy men were gone. The pilgrims were gone. And the plane, it had vanished into thin air. I looked around, panic rising in my throat. I was alone, surrounded by an empty runway and the remnants of the chanting echoing in my mind. Just then, my radio crackled to life, a voice breaking through the static. "Report status! Where is everyone?" I scrambled to respond, but something caught my eye. A figure stood at the far end of the runway, draped in a dark robe, face obscured. My breath caught in my throat as recognition dawned. It was one of the holy men, but he looked different, older, somehow more ethereal. "Welcome back," he said, his voice resonating deep within my chest. "You've been chosen." Chosen? The air thickened with an unseen weight, and I could feel the world tilting away from me. I realized then with a chilling clarity that I had not simply witnessed the pilgrimage flight. I had become part of it. As the figure stepped closer, I felt a wave of memories flood my mind. Lives lived, lessons learned, and a cycle that would lead me back to this moment. I understood then what the Kiras Guhorin truly meant. My heart sank as the implications struck me. I was not meant to observe. I was meant to join those who had departed, my soul woven into the fabric of their journey. In that instant, I knew the twist of fate that awaited me. The pilgrimage flight was not just a journey, it was a rebirth, and I was about to take my place among the lost spirits, forever entwined in the cycle of life and death.